Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match from Home Story Cup between Cure and PartinG here on Ephemeron, the latter edition. I was told to cast this game by several people on Twitter, on Facebook, on Discord. So, buckle up. This is going to be an epic game according to the people who watched it live. I didn't catch it live, so I'm not entirely sure why it's epic, but I'm sure it's going to be epic. Alright, top left-hand corner is the blue Terran player, Cure. And in the bottom right-hand corner, it is the train. It's the PartinG train. He's red and he is Protoss today. Well, I guess he's Protoss and he's red today would be more accurate. PartinG is known for cannon rushing, for proxies, for doing crazy stuff, and for being really emotional on stream. Like, a lot of the best StarCraft streamers, especially the Koreans, tend to be a little bit reserved, a little bit more stoic, but PartinG does not care. PartinG will BM you, PartinG will get upset about certain stuff, and he's fun to watch that way, but at the same time, he can be a little bit flighty, maybe be problematic in other aspects of the game, but I think that's all part of the same package. People find him entertaining, and that's what matters. Anyway, probe scouting as you do if you're Protoss, because, well, you don't need any workers to build buildings at all, so you can afford to do this against Terran and against Zerg and still be fine economically. You can do it against Protoss too, because, well, Protoss is the same thing, although you know what Protoss is going to do generally. Although, cannon rushes. I'm saying although a lot, aren't I? Anyway, TVP action. Here's a Reaper. Reaper's name is Florida Man. Enough said. Yeah, Florida Man. Good stuff. You know what's funny? So everybody knows about the Florida Man stories from news reports, from people getting arrested for doing crazy stuff down there. Yes, part of it is these things do happen in Florida, but part of it is Florida is one of the few states in the country, in the United States, that make their arrest records public. So if you want to find something crazy to talk about, just comb through the arrest records of every single arrest that's ever happened in Florida, and you'll find some stuff. So it kind of bursts the bubble a little bit into assuming that Florida is an insane state compared to everybody else, but it's kind of true, but not all the way true. Check this action out. Proxy out of PartinG. Up here on the left side, about where the third base would be for Cure, although maybe this is more of a third base, depending on where he wants to go. Yeah, this is definitely more of a third base. We'll say this is a fourth. A potential fourth for him. Adept on the way. Reaper gonna try to do some stuff. Again, traditionally, Reapers don't do stuff against Protoss just because Stalkers are out and Adepts are out. And if this guy gets more than one probe kill, I'll be astounded. Missed on the KD8 charge. Taken. Oh, nice dodging. But another Adept is out. And the Reaper can't go in any further. Okay, is gonna... Wait, you're juking on in? Why would you do this? Alright, well, you're dead. KD8 charge does stay alive, though, even if the Reaper's been killed. Anyway, that is going to be a Stargate, probably going to be an Oracle. Florida Man is gone. He left behind a legacy of scouting a cybernetics core, a base, and a gateway. That's about it. I mean, it's standard as an opening as you're ever going to get out of PartinG. Now, the question is, did he notice a lack of higher tech? And the answer is, I'm not sure that he did. Is he responding in a way that makes me feel like he did? If he gets a Viking here, he'll be expecting a proxy Stargate of some kind. And it is a Viking. Okay. So I think he's going to be all right against this proxy Oracle. Ooh, Adepts finished that transfer. Get right on in. And if they'd gotten here about 20 seconds earlier, they could have actually killed the SCV building that starport, and this would have been a lot better with the proxy Oracle. Meanwhile, the Marines are pretty scary against these Adepts. 2 SCVs go down. Not a huge deal. Oh my gosh, there's a Hellion on the other side of the map, roasting away these probes. The probes are trying to fight for their lives. That's not what they want to do. And an Oracle comes cruising in to kill additional things. Both players have lost a bunch of stuff here, but 10 probes down for PartinG is abysmal. SCV death is 4, which is a lot more comparable, a lot more easy to absorb as far as worker deaths are concerned. Did that Hellion actually get killed by probes? Do any of you guys have... Oh my gosh, probes killed it. Cure. I mean, in fairness, he was dealing with an Oracle attack on the other side of the map and Adepts trying to kill him, so that's entirely fair. Anyway, another Oracle coming up. So double Oracle, but there's a Viking that was right there waiting for it. And does get some hull damage off of it before it can flee. So I'm not sure what these 2 Oracles are going to do from this point on. Is this another Hellion that got over here? Certainly is. He completely did after killing a couple probes. So, I mean, what are we at? 29 and 31 workers. PartinG's actually up overall in worker count for some reason. He's been pretty good. Chrono boosting his workers out. He's on 2 bases. Mules don't exist for Protoss, so the income is actually higher for Cure, despite the fact that he has an SCB discrepancy compared to the probes. Coming in. Ooh, hang on. What? Did you? I thought you lifted it. Okay, well, oh, he dropped it so that the Oracles could kill it. Not bad. Not bad Gosu play there from PartinG. I'm enjoying this so far. This has been pretty good. It's been a pretty good PvT. I don't know if it's epic yet, but we're 5 minutes in. Give it some time, Falcon. Give it some time. Anyway, speaking of time, as a Viking lands and does kill a few probes, this is crazy talk right now. Both players are harassing so hard. Both players have lost a good number of workers. 6 SCVs and 16 probes have gone down so far in this game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, speaking of time, it is the holiday seasons. If you're interested in getting some Falcon Paladin merch, you can do so at the URL falconpaladin.store. Coming on in, there is an Oracle at the natural base and a ton of Marines, and that is how you deal with this. This is a ton of Marines. There's enough Marines to take down the Stargate without being bothered by these Oracles, and there's enough Marines to actually defend the natural too. So Cure doing a good job here, going bio. I'm a huge fan of it. I mean, Mech isn't super viable versus Protoss anyway, so it's not like he's going to do anything else. It's going to be bio, maybe with some Cyclone support, maybe some Hellbats and a couple tanks, but we're not looking at like a Thor, Hellbat, Liberator style play. It's just not very good against Protoss, just because they have so many units that are so good against armored. Stalkers and Immortals both crush against armored units. So if you go a lot of armored units, you're going to die. That's why we don't see it. Another drop coming on in here. Cure being super aggressive. I love this guy, by the way. Cure is one of my favorite Terran players currently. He's just really good at the game. Really just can give it to anybody at any moment. Here in the StarCraft universe right now, dropping himself into the mineral line, taking down a probe. Doesn't get much more than that, but killing a probe can be really good in a game where you're fairly evenly matched. But then the Oracles come swinging back into the main base where PartinG does not have any static defense at all. There's an Adept back here that gets killed by SCVs after taking down a few workers. These Oracles are actually trying to take down a Refiner, which is not going to work out super well. Cure attacking PartinG's third base and forcing a cancel on that. Meanwhile, Oracle's killing more SCVs. 10 SCVs have gone down here. What is happening in this game right now? Boosting back in. Medevac goes down. Marines are out inside the main base of PartinG. Oracle just waiting for enough energy to throw down another Pulsar Beam. 17 kills. Wait. 8 kills on this Oracle. I was looking at the wrong number. So 17 SCVs have been down. 21 probes have died. Engagement in the middle, which PartinG is pushing back. Just a handful of Marines. They don't have great upgrades. In fact, they have no upgrades at all, including Combat Shield, including Stim, although they're working on Stim and Combat Shield right now. Not going to help those poor fellows who are completely dead. Ooh, nicely done. Using the lock-on with the Cyclones to take down the Oracles. They're out. And I didn't actually name that Oracle. This game was too crazy for that, but I do have a name ready to go for the next one. Anywho, my goodness. Stalkers pushing on in. What the heck is killing probes? How are there more probes dying? Viking landing over here, getting 2 probe kills. This is insanity. This is too much for one man. There's a reason professionally they have 2 casters and someone observing at all times for these games, because whoosh, it is so much chaos. But we're doing our best here. Stim coming in for Cure. Robotics Bay warping in right now from PartinG up inside the natural base. Whether for Disruptors or Colossus, we don't actually know. SCV's transferring down. Cure has not really been able to take a third base. He's got a third base inside his main, but it's not on a third base location. Stalkers are scary, is why. Do they have any upgrades? They've got Blink. Maybe that's all you need for Stalkers sometimes, but PartinG's third base is here. Viking finally gets killed by the Blink Stalkers. Ooh, Colossus are in production, and Charge is getting started here for PartinG too. Now, this was played on the latest balance patch, which you guys should have been playing on too recently. Although, man, the ladder was messed up yesterday. You guys read about all that? Did you experience it? Some people were joining games on ladder. Both players were disconnecting instantly, and then one player would get a loss and one would get a win. It's like, what? How is that cool? I don't know, man. Stalkers blink inside the main and then recall out, losing an additional Stalker in the process, but that's not too bad. It's really not. Yeah, so that was a problem. There were a problem with ramps, where for some reason ground units could not traverse ramps at all. So you'd be, this Colossus, for example, wouldn't be able to take this ramp down. It would have to cliff walk down there. Sentries couldn't get down here at all. You couldn't get up the ramp either. It is insane. So they actually shut down the competitive ladder yesterday as a result of all of these problems. You could play casual ladder if you wanted. Unranked ladder, I believe is what they call it. I don't do it very much. If I'm going to play competitive. Anyway, hopefully it's fixed by now, but I don't actually know. Meanwhile, drop inside the main, killing a couple probes and depowering a bunch of warp gates. Very nicely done on Cure side here. It has been non-stop aggression. What is this? Zealots inside the main, going after some SCVs there too, but I don't think many of them went down, at least not according to the game hard interface. Marines get taken out by some Blink Stalkers. This is okay. This is becoming epic now. Just the amount of damage both players have managed to do to each other in the first 10 minutes of this game is crazy go nuts. Shield batteries on the way. We've got Stalkers. We have Colossus. We have Sentries in play here too. Extended Thermal Lance coming on in. Infantry weapons level 1 researching for Cure. Concussive Shell coming in for Cure. Nothing too crazy from Cure, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of Colossus versus Terran in the current matchup, just because Marauders are so good against Colossus, and they have been since Wings of Liberty. You stim in some Marauders on top of Colossus, and they die in like 2 volleys. They're supposed to sit back and do tons of damage, but Marauders don't take a lot of damage from them. Nice force fields, picking off a bunch of bio. Meanwhile, Cure's dropping in here. Going after more of these probes. No static defense whatsoever. I understand players hate static defense, but by golly, sometimes I feel it could be good. Twilight Council going to get taken out by this army, and PartinG's going for it. PartinG going for the kill. Is he base racing right now? All that bio at the top of the ramp is actually pretty good, if not for the fact there are 2 Colossus here. Another group from Cure coming in to the 3rd base of PartinG to try to wipe that out. The main base is entirely unopposedly getting murdered by bio here. PartinG losing his main. Cure losing his main. Production facilities going down. Add-ons going down here. Cure's actually producing things right now, which is really good for him. 3rd base happily mining too, which is another major factor for the Terran player. Both players losing a ton of workers, but way more probes are dying. We're down to 26 probes to 46 SCVs. A lot of the SCVs are up here in the main base for Cure, and they're not actually accomplishing anything right now. These Colossus putting in work. 9 kills and 8 kills on these Colossus. PartinG brought his probes over to fight here. What is happening? Engaging. The Vikings are trying to make sure that the Colossus die, but I don't think there are enough Vikings. Actually, they were going after this Warp Prism, but they couldn't get it. The Colossus are alive. Warp Prism is still alive here too. Not much to handle it, and all of Cure's defense in the main base ends up going down. PartinG taking his sneaky base in the top right-hand corner. He's down to 60 minerals. Cure is sitting at 1,400 minerals right now. He could expand anywhere he wanted to right now, but he's not really choosing to. He's lifting off his orbital command from his natural, trying to hide that, but this Stalker count is too high. It's not going to make it out. I was going to say, especially with upgrades, but they don't have attack upgrades. It doesn't matter. They're going to take it down here anyway, and by that I mean there's a blink. We got it. Oh, I love this from Cure. Is he scouting around, or is he just trying to hide his SCVs and accidentally stumbling upon this Nexus? That's incredible stuff. SCVs getting burned down every which way as they're trying to run here. SCV shutting down PartinG's attempt at a ninja base in the top right now. Cure in full-on running mode. He's running barracks up to the north here. Now, the problem we're looking at right now is there is not a Stargate for PartinG. He had one. It was over here, but it's dead now. He doesn't have anything that can shoot air units. So these barracks, unless they're in range of ground, are pretty safe right now. And I don't think PartinG has a way to kill Cure here. But at the same time, the army supply is 34 to 47. And PartinG just has the better composition with these Colossus. What are they at right now? 26 and 21 kills respectively? Yeah, so PartinG's lost all of his Nexuses. PartinG has no ability to make anything, mostly because he has 60 minerals and 28 gas in the bank. Not ideal, ladies and gentlemen. But again, he has the better army. Cure's down to 2 SCVs, which mules are nice, in fairness. We do like mules. He's got enough money to rebuild a decent amount of army here. But it is, again, the composition here is really good. He's trying to blink up into the main while the rest of the army comes around the other side, and the Colossus are going to join us. Oh, he's trying to catch the medevacs as they try to come out here, but they don't even try to escape that way. Instead, they're going to escape to the north, and most of them will get out. What a Gosu play from Cure, getting out of there in a situation that looked really bad for him. So PartinG does have buildings remaining, but PartinG has no ability to build additional pylons. There's no way he can rebuild a Nexus. What he has is what he has right now. That's it. Income-wise, he's toast. Meanwhile, Stalker does find Cure's attempted rebuild of a base on the left side at the 9 o'clock position, shuts it down with a single Stalker. What's the army of Cure right now? Cure has 9 Marauders and 4 medevacs. So, I mean, he could probably wipe out these Stalkers if he can unload. The problem is the Stalkers are going to see these coming in and wipe out the medevacs before the Marauders can get out. So Cure's going to lose this command center, and at least it's going to start burning down. And I don't think he has any way to repair it. By that I mean, is it going to be burning down? No, it's not burning. Whoa! If he had upgrades, it would have been burning down. Everybody, get upgrades. Ooh, another probe. Was that? Oh, PartinG has 22 probes remaining, but really can't do anything with them at all other than provide some damage and some buffering for the actual army. And they're actually not too bad at that. Really not too bad at that at all. The Marauders come in trying to kill some of PartinG's buildings. Kapah, kapah, kapah. Stimming on in. 2 warp gates going down. PartinG does not have any buildings remaining, and Marauders are really good at killing buildings, as it turns out. He needs... Yeah, that's right. The Stalkers cannot engage with this. If they get the medevacs, though, that'd be big, but that's too few Stalkers to handle this. Robotics Bay going to go down. Structures remaining right now. Let's look at that. Ooh, medevac sniped off PartinG. Nice job with the snipe. Another medevac sniped off. PartinG's control here is insane. Don't tell me he gets this one, too. The Marauder's trying to get out of here. Medevac does escape. That Marauder is... No, he blinks down and catches the medevac. And that Marauder's out. Cure has no workers and 10 supply of army. I don't know where it is. Where are these guys? Oh, Marauders running around the right side of the map. What they're trying to do is take down the final buildings of PartinG, which he's being revealed. From Cure's perspective, he knows this is all that PartinG has left. He doesn't know where the army is. He doesn't know what's defending it right now, which is a Colossus and a Sentry to wall off that ramp, because I think he knows all the medevacs are gone. The Marauders would have to go up that ramp, and they're just not getting up the ramp. There's a Sentry, there's a Colossus. Without the Sentry, yeah, the Marauders could do this, but the Sentry playing exceptionally well here. The Probe's prepared to sacrifice their lives for this as well. PartinG running around trying to see what is up. Cure trying to land this command center. Nope. Now it's burning, and now it is toast. Cure has no ability to repair it. No mules, no SCVs, no nothing. His bank is at 20 right now. The Marauders get caught out in the middle of the map. They got found. They were spotted by a probe and then removed by PartinG's army, and I think that's it. That's the last army for Cure done. No workers, no army. This command center is down, but see these floating buildings up here? Those cannot be reached by Blink Stalkers. And that's it. We got a referee, Mapo TV, saying it's a draw. PartinG says, all right, I guess it's a draw. What does Cure? Cure has to agree to this. He has no army left at all. It's the best situation for him. Leave the game, and that's it. Cure! I mean, it shows he won, but it is a draw. This is the first draw I've seen in StarCraft in what feels like years, but is probably only months at this point. Wow. And this is something I talk about from time to time. I really wish Terran buildings could fly, yeah, but they'd run out of fuel eventually, right? After 5 minutes of flying, they just fall to the earth and die. That would be balance, I think, because it's stupid right now, right? Cure was able to force a draw in a game he had no business forcing a draw in. PartinG had more army. PartinG was going to win any combat on the ground. And the fact that Cure has infinitely floating buildings, which makes no sense at all, is the reason that this tie happened and this draw occurred. So it annoys me, but it was a really fun game nevertheless. You gotta love a draw, man. End of the day here. I mean, look at this. There was an army for PartinG. He had 2 Colossus, which, by the way, had 23 kills. And where's the... Oh, the other one's back here, derp. And 28 kills, respectively, which is not too bad. He had 7 Stalkers. He had a Warp Prism. He had some Sentries. He had a Zealot in the mix. And Cure had nothing. But again, floating buildings are how this works. So I'm annoyed by that. I don't know that Blizzard's ever going to change it. Are they interested in changing it? I really don't think they are. Blurg. Anyway, good match anyway. That is getting an epic tag. Again, can't remember the last time I cast a draw. And I mean, that's enough reason to give it an epic tag for sure. So end of the day, 4 Nexuses down, a command center down. That's it for command centers down. Oh, there you go. 3 orbitals. Was blind for that one for a minute. I mean, all the production facilities for PartinG, all the tech structures for PartinG, 65 probes died, but he had somehow 16 remaining, which is just insane to me. 86 SCVs went down in this game. No workers remaining for him. And that is it. I think that's it for me. So really fun draw game, really epic game for your Thursday. Hope you enjoyed it, because that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.